Sometimes, the smallest decisions become the biggest miracles. A single moment, a few extra minutes, can change someone's life forever. This is the story of a nurse who almost went home, but chose to stay just 10 more minutes. She had no idea that those 10 minutes would save 2 lives. It was nearly midnight. The hospital corridors had grown unusually quiet. The emergency room, which had been overflowing with patients just hours earlier, was finally calm. Emma, a 32-year-old emergency room nurse, looked at the clock. 11:50 p.m. Her 12-hour shift was finally over. She was exhausted. Her feet ached. Her back hurt. She hadn't eaten a proper meal all day. All she wanted was to go home. Her husband had already texted, "drive safely." Her little daughter had sent a voice message earlier. "Good night, Mommy. I love you." Emma smiled. She packed her bag, signed the shift report, and walked toward the exit. But then, she noticed something strange. Room 214. A young woman, around 26 years old, sat completely alone. No visitors, no family, just staring quietly out the window. Emma remembered her. Her name was Lily. She had been admitted after fainting at work. The doctors believed it was caused by exhaustion and dehydration. Nothing life-threatening. She was waiting for discharge papers. Emma looked at the clock again. Only 10 minutes past the end of her shift. Another nurse could easily handle it. She almost kept walking. Almost. But something didn't feel right. Instead of leaving, Emma turned around. She walked into the room. "Are you okay?" Lily forced a weak smile. "I'm fine." But Emma noticed something. Lily's hands were trembling. Her breathing was faster than before, and her skin looked unusually pale. Years of experience had taught Emma one thing. Sometimes, patients don't know when they're getting worse. Emma trusted her instincts. She checked Lily's pulse. It was racing, much faster than earlier. She immediately connected the heart monitor again. The numbers appeared. Then, the alarm sounded. Emma's heart dropped. Lily's heartbeat had become dangerously irregular. Within seconds, doctors rushed into the room. More nurses followed. The peaceful hallway turned into controlled chaos. Tests were ordered immediately. Blood samples, scans, medication. Minutes later, the answer came back. Lily wasn't simply dehydrated. She had an undiagnosed heart condition, a condition that could suddenly stop her heart without warning. Doctors later admitted if she had left the hospital just minutes earlier, she likely would have collapsed. While driving home, she might never have reached another hospital in time. Emma stood quietly outside the room, relieved. But the night wasn't over yet. As Lily was being stabilized, Emma noticed another patient across the hallway. An elderly man, Mr. Carter, 74 years old. He had been recovering after minor surgery. Everything about him had seemed normal, but something caught Emma's attention. His oxygen monitor briefly flashed an unusual reading. Only for a second, then it returned to normal. Most people would have ignored it. Many probably did. Emma didn't. She walked inside. "Mr. Carter." He opened his eyes slowly. "I'm feeling a little dizzy." Emma checked his breathing. Something was wrong. Very wrong. She immediately called for help. Within moments, doctors discovered a blood clot had traveled to his lungs. A pulmonary embolism, one of the most dangerous medical emergencies. Without immediate treatment, it can become fatal within minutes. The emergency team acted fast. Medication was started instantly. The clot was treated before it became irreversible. Later, the lead physician looked at Emma. "If you hadn't checked him when you did," he quietly said, "we would have lost him tonight." Emma didn't know what to say. She simply nodded. Her extra 10 minutes had now saved 2 different people. The next morning, as sunlight filled the hospital windows, Lily slowly opened her eyes. She asked one question: "Where's the nurse who stayed with me?" Emma walked in. Lily reached for her hand. Tears filled her eyes. "My fiancé proposed last month. We're getting married in 6 weeks. I almost never made it there." Emma smiled gently. "You will." Across the hallway, Mr. Carter was speaking with his grandchildren through a video call. His youngest grandson waved excitedly. Grandpa, I can't wait for my birthday next week. Mr. Carter smiled through tears. So can I. Emma quietly watched from outside the room. No medes, no cameras, no aplos. Just two families who almost experienced unimaginable loss, but didn't. Weeks later, the hospital administration reviewed the incident. They discovered something remarkable. Emma had technically been off duty. She wasn't required to check either patient. No rule forced her to stay. No supervisor asked her to remain. She stayed because something inside her said she should. Months later, Lily returned to the hospital, not as a patient, but wearing a white wedding dress. She stopped by the emergency department before her ceremony. She handed Emma a wedding invitation. On the front, she had written, asterisk, because of your 10 extra minutes, I get forever, asterisk. Emma couldn't hold back her tears. A few days later, Mr. Carter mailed a handwritten letter. Inside was a photograph. 4 generations, standing together at a family picnic. At the bottom, he had written, asterisk, thank you for giving my family more memories. Asterisk, sometimes heroes don't wear capes. Sometimes they wear hospital scrubs. Sometimes they don't save the world. They simply choose not to leave just yet, because compassion cannot be measured by the clock. You never know when one extra conversation, one extra glance, or just 10 extra minutes will become the reason someone gets another tomorrow. If this story touched your heart, remember this. Kindness is rarely convenient, but it is always powerful. And sometimes, the smallest decision can save more than one life. If this story touched your heart, remember this. Kindness is rarely convenient, but is always powerful. And sometimes, the smallest decision can save more than one life. If this story moved you, please take a moment to like this video, because every like helps these inspiring stories reach more people. And if you believe that kindness, compassion, and hope can still change the world, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another unforgettable story. Tell us in the comments, what would you have done? Would you have stayed for those extra 10 minutes? Thank you for watching. And remember, one small act of kindness can become someone else's second chance.